Listen closely because this is not a story. This is not theory. This is reality. If she removes peace, if she disrupts calm, if she injects tension where there was balance, she is not confused. She is not accidental. She is testing you. She is probing your limits, measuring your response, and assessing whether your authority is real or performative. And make no mistake, the moment peace is disrupted, the truth about position and power is revealed. Peace is not absence of action. Peace is not quietness or complacency. Peace is stability. Peace is calm grounded in authority. Peace is the reflection of a man who stands unshaken in himself regardless of external turbulence. And when she removes it, intentionally or consistently, she is no longer just affecting your comfort. She is testing the strength of your frame, the rigidity of your boundaries, and the weight of your presence. A man who does not recognize this begins to react. He attempts to restore balance without understanding the test. He apologizes for the storm he did not create. He explains what did not need explanation. He softens when firmness is required. And in every reaction, he signals that his authority is negotiable. That is weakness. That is exposure. That is a trap. That let's make this clear. Authority is never proven when calm persists automatically. Authority is revealed when chaos attempts to break it, when tension rises, when moods shift, when control is challenged. That is the moment you discover whether you are leading or being led, whether you are sovereign or reactive, whether your presence commands or begs. When she removes peace, it's subtle at first. Maybe it's a tone of voice that shifts unexpectedly. Maybe it's a comment meant to unsettle. Maybe it's delay, withdrawal, or inconsistency. Small actions, almost imperceptible, but these micro-assaults are measured. Every test is calculated to see how far she can push before you resist, before you correct, before you assert. And every response you give is an instruction manual she reads silently to map your limits. Most men fail this test because they mistake it for chaos, for mood, for circumstance, or for fairness. They believe it is an emotional blip to be fixed, accommodated, or endured. They do not see that it is intentional, that it is measurement, that it is a probe. And failing to recognize this means reacting on instinct instead of principle, compromising position instead of asserting authority. Authority is not loud. Authority is not coercive. Authority is not reactive. Authority is steady, consistent, grounded, and immovable. Authority is maintained regardless of the storms around you. The man who is unshaken by the removal of peace does not escalate. He does not retreat. He does not negotiate calm. He observes. He measures. He acts deliberately. That is power. That is sovereignty. That is unassailable presence. When peace is removed, the first instinct of a reactive man is panic. To soothe, to reconcile, to explain, to placate. This is the trap. The more you try to restore calm through submission, the more you signal that your authority is not intrinsic, that it is conditional on the comfort of others. And once that signal is sent, the tests escalate. What began as subtle tension becomes full-blown attempts to gauge reaction. Every boundary is probed. Every patience is measured. Every frame is challenged. A man in authority, however, does not react to tests. He stands in them. He maintains internal equilibrium. He allows the challenge to unfold without compromise to his core principles. He knows that disruption is not attack, it is information. It reveals who respects limits and who seeks to manipulate. It exposes intent and strategy, and he uses it to reinforce, not erode, his presence. Consider this. Every disruption of peace is an opportunity to demonstrate unwavering frame, an opportunity to communicate boundaries without words, an opportunity to show that authority is not dependent on comfort or approval. A man who reacts emotionally to removed peace forfeits the opportunity. A man who stands unshaken commands it. Most men misunderstand this. They believe that authority is proven by control of outcomes. They believe that influence is about enforcing calm. They believe that respect is secured through appeasement. In reality, Authority is proven by control of self. Influence is exerted through unwavering presence. Respect is commanded by consistent frame. Peace can be removed. Chaos can arrive. And yet a grounded man remains unmoved. That is authority in action. Now, let's address the subtle warfare at play. When she removes peace, it is not random. She is observing reactions. She is testing limits. She is asking silently, how much can I push before he bends? How much disruption can he endure before he retaliates or collapses? How consistent is his presence under stress? And the answers you give are recorded consciously or unconsciously in her mental ledger. Every reactive outburst teaches her something. Every apology under pressure teaches her something. Every attempt to restore comfort teaches her something. And every surrender of frame reinforces that authority is negotiable. This is why men fail repeatedly in situations where peace is removed. They confuse test for conflict, manipulation for mood, chaos for unpredictability, and stress for danger. A man who has mastered authority sees these situations differently. He does not view removed peace as a personal affront. He does not see it as a challenge to overcome immediately. He recognizes it as a metric. He measures the attempt without surrendering control. He observes the intent without feeding it. And in doing so, he maintains the upper hand without aggression. That is the essence of dominance through presence. Notice carefully, reacting emotionally or impulsively when peace is removed is the exact behavior being tested. If she wants to measure your frame, your patience, your consistency, your self-control, she must provoke reaction. Your reaction is the data. Your adjustment is the confirmation. Your compromise is the signal. By remaining unmoved, you deny the data. By remaining unmoved, you force recalibration. By remaining unmoved, you communicate that your authority is internal, not contingent, not available for testing. Think about it. If a man's authority depends on others maintaining comfort around him, he is not in authority. He is in negotiation. If a man's presence is contingent on external tranquility, he is reactive. If a man cannot endure turbulence without losing control, he is trained, not sovereign. The man who remains grounded when peace is removed is the man who cannot be tested through manipulation. He is unreadable. He is unexploitable. He is immovable. Let's simplify the principle. When peace is removed, observe first, act second. Measure without judgment. Maintain composure without compromise. Protect internal rhythm without escalation. Do not appease. Do not overexplain. Do not overcompensate. Respond only in alignment with principle, frame, and self-respect. Let tests run their course. Let disruptions pass through without leaving residue. That is how authority is reinforced. That is how position is restored. That is how a man remains sovereign. Remember, the removal of peace is inevitable in human interaction. It will happen with colleagues, with friends, with family, and intimate relationships. How you respond defines whether you are a man of influence or a man of reaction. A man who crumbles under disruption loses authority. A man who stands unshaken commands it. This is the difference between being led by circumstance and leading from center. Before you leave, take this seriously. This channel exists for men who refuse to be manipulated, tested, or controlled unconsciously. It exists for men who want to master their presence, their frame, and their authority. If this message resonated, sharpen your awareness. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next lesson in sovereignty, frame, and mental mastery. Stay grounded, stay disciplined, and never forget, if she removes peace, she is testing authority. How you respond defines whether you remain in power or surrender it.